To the first round table. This will be a monthly discussion with the GameTyrant guys. We got Nate in the top corner on the left. You want to say hi, Nate?
Hello. Hi. Hi, Nate.
We got Hayden on the top right.
What's going on? I'm Hayden.
And I'm Dean. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you here. This is, again, the first of mini podcasts. It'll get smoother as we go along, but it's a solid. The award I was most upset with was Best Innovation. That award going to Forza just floored me. I was floored.
So angry at that.
Like, bro, what? Okay, because they put sign interpreter in there. I mean, granted, thank you. That's cool, I guess. You know, it's for the people that can't appreciate your award-winning best room in the business. But like. But like, are you? There's a game that came out. The Veil came out this year. The Veil is it's made for blind players. There is no visual. There is no graphics. Everything is based off sound. They made an entire journey. The demo I played was phenomenal. When Nate reviewed it himself,
as an able gamer, it was phenomenal, and I think I gave it a 9.5.
Well, I don't know if
it was actually.
I don't know if you did this when you reviewed it, but when I played the demo, I closed my eyes because you can't see anything. So I closed my eyes to play the demo and just do it based off of sound, like I was blind, you know, to see if I could appreciate it in the same sense that they would eventually appreciate it for them, because it's who it's being made for. It's being made for blind people, and you're telling me a game that put a sign interpreter got Best Innovation?
Well,
that's nonsense.
Well, that's
nonsense.
Well, not even just that it was made for blind gamers, which, yes, it's the 9.5 I'm looking at right now. It is a good game, not even just for blind players. It is a good game for able players as well, because that was one of my best experiences, not just in 2021 gaming, but ever, because it was just such a unique and finely tuned game, even for people, you know, that can see. Like Dean said, you get sucked into it, and you really forget that you're not looking at the screen. It's really good, and the sound design is the best I've ever heard in a game. It's really phenomenal.
It was.
They deserved it. They got snubbed.
It was so hard. For.
But so I agree that out of any award, that was the one that I was just like, "Are you kidding me? That award was bought."
That award was bought. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, I mean, it felt like it was bought. Because it shouldn't have gone to them. Shouldn't have gone to them at all. And more indie teams are getting backed by these publishers, which give them more room to work with. You know, which, I mean, I was gonna bring this discussion up later. It's actually been causing a discussion in the indie community that maybe there should be a third choice, because usually it's been either AAA games or indie games. But whenever an indie game is funded, it's not really indie, because indie stands for independent, which means that they did it themselves without funding. Maybe they did it with crowdfunding. So, I mean, I've seen the terms AA, I've seen the terms triple I. I feel like both those are a little lazy. But I mean, they do get the job done as far as like what they're trying to point out. I mean, there might be a third category that actually has to be used in the future. But
yeah, that's been something that's really been making away the last, I want to say, decade. You have those games that aren't indie but aren't AAA. I feel like CD Projekt for a while was kind of in that space, and still still in that space. You know, they're not an EA or Ubisoft, but they're definitely not, you know, a smaller.
Well, I honestly can't agree with CD, because CD has Gwent, and as soon as Gwent blew up, they became AAA, and then what they could have done with Cyberpunk is really proof enough. The fact that they dropped it is very indie of them, but
I don't know. I think the fact that they dropped it is more AAA of them. Have you seen Battlefield?
I guess they owned up to the category they've jumped up to with Gwent, but
right. That was their initiation.
But like I think a good one is Hazelight with their game. It Takes Two. Hazelight. We had a discussion ourselves. We're like, should we count that as a regular game or an indie game? Because it was obviously EA, you know, and there was like a lot of backing to it. There's a big team. The credits took like 10 minutes to go through. Like, that's not very indie. credits on an indie game take like a minute at max.
Right.
So,
and then they have that help from EA too. So
yeah, but that's an interesting like question to kind of pose, because does indie mean that it was done as an independent or has like a certain vibe to it, or does it just mean it was made by a small team of people?
Well,
Hazelight is still an independent studio. They're not owned by EA. They just did a partnership with EA.
But the game itself is not an indie game to some people because it was backed by EA, and that's where this triple I or this double A category that people have been making up is coming into play. And you know, we're gonna have to have an official version set up pretty soon, because it's just what it is. You know,
it's becoming extremely confusing.
Talk a bit about what GameTyrant's doing next year, which the first thing we're doing in January is we're going to try and get set up with Metacritic. So hopefully I'll be announcing us being affiliated on Metacritic, which will make us a very official team, which I mean, we're already doing honest reviews, so might as well get some honest reviews into the public eye. So, and then we'll be officializing a new logo, new banner. This podcast, the last Thursday of every month, we're going to be doing this roundtable podcast where we go over games from the last month. As you guys see, we have some gameplay in the middle. We set this up with the latest games, so we'll try and keep that up with it being all latest games for you guys to check out while we discuss everything going on. And, I mean, we're just going to constantly be growing the team and growing the number of content that we put on the site. So I think it's a big year for us alone next year, and then the game industry definitely is going to keep going. I mean, they already had a phenomenal year this year. It's only going to go up from there.
Yeah.